We don't even know who Mosa is, but we know that Mosa is going to be very important into the One Piece story. Mosa, from what we already got, was on the phone with Loki. And from what I guess, Mosa is going to be a female. And for the perspective of this video, I'm going to use she. So Mosa, from what I understand, might be a little girl or a woman, or maybe we don't know yet. But Mosa is going to be very important. And from all of what we got, from the informations that we might have on who Mosa is, because this video is made so that we can figure out who Mosa is, the first clue is the Den Den Mushi that Loki was actually using to talk with Mosa. And the Den Den Mushi looks pretty old. It looks like it has a beard and all of that. And from the One Piece community online, everybody says that it might be Yarrow that's talking to Loki. And Yarrow is using another name, and that name is Mosa. So from that perspective, Mosa is a man, which I don't think so. And I think that Den Den Mushi might have been given to him by Yarrow so that he can keep in contact with other people, so that he doesn't get bored as much while he's being imprisoned, you know. Or maybe that Loki, right before actually getting captured by all of the giants and all of that, he found the Den Den Mushi to Yarrow and he stole it, basically so that he can keep contact with other people. So I don't believe in the option that the person on the other side that's called Mosa is actually Yarrow. I don't believe in it, you know. And that gets us moving to the next option. And the second option is very interesting, because now from all of the chapters we got lately, we can say that there's a lot of kids in Elbaf. And maybe that one of them is actually called Mosa, because Mosa is saying, oh, I cannot actually talk to you anymore because the place I am in is in dire danger. And from there, Loki is like, what? It's that stuff that's happening again? So from that perspective, if you want to say that it was one of the kids on Elbaf, who do you think that kid is? Who do you think will talk to Loki, literally the criminal of Elbaf? I don't think any kid out there will be talking to him, other than maybe a close acquaintance or something like that that he knew from way back then. But I don't think it could be a kid. And in one way, if Loki is saying, oh, it's that stuff happening again or whatever, that tells me that the situation with Mosa, whatever happened, something happened already to her or him in the past. So not the same situation, but close. So the fact that he said again is a way to me to tell me that it's not the kids, because the kids, they didn't know a situation just like this, you know, a situation where the God's Knights come and they try and attack everybody and all of that, and they might all die from whatever the God's Knights are doing to them and all of that. I don't think that's the case. So that's why I don't think that option 2 is the case. Now, what about the celestial dragons? Because that's my perspective. I'm gonna say that maybe Mosa is one of the celestial dragons that's on top of Marijua. Maybe that's one of the celestial dragons that's just like one of the other celestial dragons that's actually good, and they actually want to change stuff from the inside of the world government. And as they're trying, now that we have Im-sama that showed up and said, oh yeah, Marijua is getting attacked and all of that, maybe she is that celestial dragon that's talking to Loki, which we can call Mosa, is scared for its life because they can see that they are getting attacked. But at the same time, Loki is saying, oh, it's that stuff again. So basically, it should say that something already happened in the past to them, and now it's basically the same thing that's happening, but now it's the final time that it's happening, meaning that she's probably gonna die or something like that. So from that perspective, again, I don't believe that it's a celestial dragon. But option number 4, a slave to the celestial dragon. That's what I'm believing. A slave to the celestial dragons? Maybe, because he is locked up, and maybe that other person on the other side is locked up and is gonna die because of whatever's going on. Like whatever's going on to them is pretty terrible. And what I'm probably thinking of is that maybe she is a slave to the celestial dragon on Marie-Joie, because there's literally just two situations right now where the situation is kind of dire, and it's either on Elbaf or on Marie-Joie. And if it's not on Elbaf, it's gotta be on Marie-Joie because of everything that's going on over there, you know? That's why I believe that it probably might be a slave on Marie-Joie. And how about that slave? How about it's actually one of his oldest crewmates or something like that? So we're not even talking about a little kid or something like that. It might be like one of his old crewmates, a woman that was in his crewmate or something like that. And she became a slave to the world government after Loki got locked up or something like that. And the only way that he keeps touch with her is with that Den Den Mushi that he stole from Yaru, you know? Another option would of course be, for example, maybe his wife, Loki's wife, after that he met not too long ago, right before he gets locked up from Shanks and all of that. Maybe he got himself a wife or whatever, and that's the woman that we can call Mosa. Or at the same time, he can already have a daughter somewhere, and that daughter is Mosa. But I don't think he would be talking to his daughter the same way he's talking to her like that. And that's why, from all of these guesses, I would probably say that my strongest guess is that maybe that Mosa is one of the women that was in Loki's crew, and she became a slave to the world government working in Marie-Joie, and she's got to stay there. Basically the same story that happened to Genie, you know? And we know what happened to Genie. She basically got held up by a celestial dragon. She went to Marie-Joie and she stayed there until, you know, they did some stuff to her and then they killed her, literally. But I'm not leaving the option for a marine or something like that. So you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below about who Mosa might be, because we just have speculations of who Mosa is, but we don't truly have true evidence, you know, in a way. So hopefully in the next chapters we'll be learning more clues and into the story, and hopefully we get to know who Mosa is. And on that note, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. Comment down below, just like I said, who do you think Mosa is? And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.